he found the string to the blinds.
Ooh, fun.
And he started messing with that, and then he got his paw stuck up there. So at like 6 a.m. I hear like from the other room just a whole bunch of knocking, and I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?" And he's just still kind of going. He's not saying anything. So I get up and I
He's
start.
not unlike normal. He's not saying anything.
Oh, he talks a lot. He's a big talker. How am I though? On the main episode, I want to talk about a story very, 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 very briefly, but it made me think of this video of a really petty moment that I absolutely love that one of my team members did. And this video here is another petty thing that I figured, no, we could watch. It's Minecraft, but not Minecraft related. This is zoomer pilled to the nth degree, where it's just stuff in the background.
Where's my Subway Surfers?
This is the Subway. I love Subway Surfers.
Why?
It's just such like it's something. If I ever feel like I need to decompress, I can just sit down and brain empty Subway Surfer.
I guess
because it's just like
the zombie one.
The zombie one?
Haven't you seen those ads where it's like some dude walking down a highway and you have to go left or right to get +3 people or -1 or whatever?
I hate those.
And then you pick up a different gun and they always choose the wrong choice.
Yeah, I hate those.
So decompression until they no, go left. Ah.
Yeah, there's that one, or there's the one where you're shooting little humans out. And your goal is to shoot enough humans to break down a wall, or they're not humans, humanoids, and get to the enemy base and break down the enemy base. It's like a tower control game. And they have that same thing where you have a cannon that you can move and choose where you shoot from, because there's 3 different areas. There's a tube that goes directly to the base. There's a wall that would give you a shortcut to the base, but you have to break down the wall first. Or you have the enemy base sending people at you. So you need to manage shooting at the people, and then attacking them so they have to defend so they can't send as many people, but then also breaking down the shortcut so you can get to them faster.
Yeah.
And each one of them has a multiplier. So if you shoot through, it's only 1, and hit the 2 times multiplier, you get 2, it's, so on and so forth. And there's a sliding multiplier as well that encourages like better times to shoot at different spots.
Okay.
And they do that same thing where they're like, oh, the 3 times multiplier that slides is over here. I'm going to shoot the wall that's on the right. And then I hate it.
Stupid marketing team making me want to play the game so I can show how much better I am.
They don't make me want to play the game.
You don't want to prove yourself? I could be better than the marketing guy.
No, because it's so stupid that it like makes me, it's reverse, right? Like if they would have done really well but made one mistake in the video, I'd be like, oh, darn, this is one, I can do that. But the fact that it's just such obvious mistake, I'm like, they're trying to get me, so I don't want to.
What about the one where it's like a RPG hero guy standing and you've got like the pot of gold and the ogre monster guy and then the princess, like and you have to like slide the keys to let the lava go out to harden on the water so that the thing can cross, but you don't want to drop the gold into the lava.
Right.
Those are fun. I don't know.
Like that one to me has the same vibe as Candy Crush.
No.
Where it's just like mindless puzzle, but you get rewarded really quickly because of the flashiness of the screen. Not that it's the same type of stuff as Candy Crush, but the same type of like, my grandma would play that game. My grandma played Candy Crush and beat it.
It's not even close to the same.
Just the vibe, not like the way you feel playing it.
I'm
not
playing an RPG.
No.
There's no stats or anything. But
right. What about the one where it's like a roguelike and you're this little dude that's level 1 and you can fight a chest that's level 1 and it gives you a weapon. Now you're level 3. And then you can go fight the guard that's level 3 and now you're level 4. And you have to go through this maze of fighting people until you get to the top. And if you fail, you restart at the bottom.
This is a real game. It reminds me of the one where you're like a thug and you can level up to be like a double thug or a badass, and then you rescue the hot girl that's scantily clad.
Did you play there was a mafia game on MySpace?
No.
No? Dude, it was so good. You'd get onto MySpace and you'd have like your daily missions to get enough cigarettes because that was the currency. And then you would trade with your friends to like get different bonuses, and then you'd get raided or beat up by somebody that was a higher level than you on the game.
No, my MySpace days. See your eyes. Tone it down. My MySpace days were sitting at my family computer in the living room and spending like 45 minutes waiting for my page to load so that I could change the music that I had set.
That is crazy.
That
is so
not
bad.
usable.
I got onto Minecraft. Not Minecraft. That's Minecraft. I got onto MySpace. Yeah. And you could edit people's messages. They sent back and forth. They let you like edit their message.
What?
Yeah. And
Hacker man.
Right. It was straight up hacker man. You could find people who you were talking to the first time that didn't know that, and then you would be able to.
The original gaslight.
Yeah. No, you could. You could just gaslight them, and if they didn't know that if you hovered it said edit in the top right corner in very light font that you could click on and mess with, it was so good.
How detailed can you get?
You could edit everything. You could completely delete their text and redo it.
Can you send pictures from them to you?
Oh, I don't know if you could change. I don't think you could change it
so
from a. Yeah, that would be good.
I have a picture of you naked. Do this, or I'm gonna.
I was at elementary school, and we had the old school computers, and everything would load up. Mm-hmm. And that was my first ever time seeing a naked body. Was we were in the computer class, and we were ending right, and my computer started boot up, and then like somebody had hacked the computers at the school, so they just started like bringing up porn.
Oh no.
And I was
it's elementary. No.
Yeah, it was elementary school. It was right down the road. I was in I think I was in 3rd grade. Like,
me and my friends had a funny prank. Haha.
Yeah, where you hacked into an elementary school.
No, high school. And we only did it to each other, so it was like consensual kind of. But we figured out that if you access the file system a certain way, there was no security. There was no password on it.
Okay, yeah.
So you could access like everyone had a folder with like their first name, last initial, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you could just drop into their folder and you could put whatever you wanted. So like hentai or a little thing that if you double click it on accident, it installs a program that makes your cursor just like
go crazy,
zip around. Yeah.
Oh man.
And one of my friends got in a bunch of trouble for hacking because he threw a bunch of porn in one of our freaking folders. But it was like, you're welcome for exposing your system.
Right. We did a lot of stuff. When I was in high school, we stole we allegedly commandeered.
Yeah, commandeered
a master key to the school.
Mm-hmm.
And we were able to, like during school dances, get to the part of the school that wasn't allowed because they would shut off everything besides like the auditorium.
Yeah.
We were able to get to all the track and field stuff during the weekends and just go bring it out and play with it, go throw javelins and be unsafe, right?
Jeez.
We had access to every teacher's classrooms, all of everything. So we went and we completely switched the chemistry teacher and the wildlife biology teacher's classes. So we took all the chemistry, like everything, the microscopes, the different test tubes and all, and put it over into the wildlife, and then took all the dead animals and brought them into the chemistry classroom.
I'm just waiting for like some teacher to open the school, show up for work or whatever, and there's like a handful of students that tripped and like spilled some toxic chemicals and like passed out on the school ground. It's like, no!
We during at the end of Halloween, there used to be a pumpkin patch that is now all...
Say that word again?
Pumpkin.
Okay.
What?
I don't think so.
Pumpkin patch.
I don't think that's what you said.
I said pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin.
Yeah. A pumpkin
Your
patch.
M is missing a hump.
Yeah. I don't like
need
camels
both
around
of them.
here. What?
What?
And Halloween ended, and all of the pumpkins that were there were just going to go and be thrown away.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just giving them away. They're all like somewhat okay, somewhat decomposing, rotting pumpkins. We went and filled up an entire car with it, and then we went and put them underneath a bunch of teachers' desks. Just a stupid little prank. But then we'd also use it to like get up into the rafters of the school. We got up onto the roof of the school, which they had a whole bunch of rocks on the top of it, and just for cooling, I guess I would assume.
Okay.
But the rocks had all been bleached, and they were all white.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the most painful. Like, I have really bad light sensitivity in my right eye, and it was really bad at that time because I was it was closer to the time where I got my eye injured, so it was really bad. I couldn't handle light at all, dude. I got up there and immediately was in pain.
Good.
It was bad, but no, it was fun. We did that, and then at the end of it, we passed it off to somebody else, and I don't know if they still have the key or if the school wisened up and changed all the keys.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Poor teachers working for so little money. Such an important job. And then Braden.
And then we're over here.
Wouldn't it be funny if I stashed some rotting fruit in your room? Ha-ha. At least you didn't stash like fish or something.
Oh, yeah, that would have been awful. We weren't malicious. We just played with things we weren't supposed to play with. Mm-hmm. We got into classrooms. Like, we used it to get into one of the gyms. Because there was a gym upstairs that was behind a locked door. So it was the one that had like all the machines, whereas the other gym was the barbell.
Why?
Why did we have two of them? Or
yeah, why?
Because they considered one of them exercise and one of them weightlifting. So we had a weightlifting room where it was just like 6 squat racks that you could also bench press in, and then the other one was like the actual machines.
Okay.
And then we had 2 different gymnasiums. And
sure.
Yeah. One swimming pool. I never used that swimming pool. It's gross. I don't know. I think swimming pools are gross. Something about an area where you have a bunch of really gross teenagers who haven't figured out what like hygiene is yet, getting to a super chlorophene pool. And you'd have kids that are in high school, at least in my high school, that would like openly talk like, yeah, I mean, there's chlorine there. I'll just pee in the pool. I'm like, that's gross. Even if there is a thing in there that's supposed to clean it up, I don't want that. I don't want to like...
Do you go swimming in the lake?
Nope, I don't go swimming.
Would you go swimming?
Would I go swimming?
Yeah.
I've gone swimming.
You're a hypocrite.
I've gone swimming and then I go shower afterwards.
You love the pee.
I love the pee. Yeah. Okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't like the pee in the swimming pool. Right?
You like it out of the swimming pool.
So
you don't
we're
want
watching
it diluted.
What?
You don't want it diluted.
No. I want my showers golden and pure.
Golden bath, baby. All right, so we're watching Minecraft Craft.
No. Yes. Just a quick little video. We could also just do the main episode now and then Patreon afterwards.
Yeah, we could.
We're so far into it.
Oh. Hey. You might have had a stroke, but you're fine.
I might have had a stroke.
Them.
Well.
The
thems. I guess if we're gonna do that, I can talk about this video that we're gonna watch on Patreon. Why I was inspired to watch it.
Okay.
Is I just have an employee who both of their siblings moved out, and now they're both coming back because one went on their mission, and one went to school, and they're coming back. What's up, bro?
I activated it.
Yeah, and she's like, I just don't like my brother. He said something once that really made me mad, and they say, if you forget it, then it isn't worth being mad about. So I wrote it down so I'll never forget. Which is just like...
That's an interesting rule.
Yeah.
If you forget it, it's not worth being mad about. I mean, how true is that? That's interesting. So like, if I... Like, okay.
If you forget the reason why you're mad, should you be mad? I think it's fair, right? Because my first thought to maybe combat it was like, what if you forget about the Holocaust? But like, I'm not gonna forget about the Holocaust, you know?
I mean, you can't be mad at it if you forget about it.
Right, but it's not something I'm gonna ever forget about. But I think it like more applies to stupid little arguments that might happen between you and people you're like surrounded with. And you get mad, and now you're in a fight with somebody, and you're angry, you never talk, and you're like, why are we mad at each other?
This is why I just don't get mad.
Yeah, that's a good tactic as well.
Yeah,
like
I just bottle.
I like it. Yeah.
I learned after one of my friends.
Mine wasn't bottling madness.
Oh.
I don't.
I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let it out.
You'll let it out. No. I did that once with an employee.
8 years of shit.
I had an employee who was doing really well, and a patron asked me if I could let them know that they were doing well. And I was feeling a little teasy, so I pulled them into the back, and I might have... No.
What? And
I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And you having a hard time there? You got this? Wow, that was so good. I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
I haven't figured it out. I haven't figured it out yet.
You haven't figured it out yet.
You're right. So hard to do.
Good job.
So I pulled them to the back.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "You're doing such a great job." And I just was yelling it like I was mad.
You're the worst. I'm so glad you're not my boss.
Am I the worst? They loved it. I thought it was funny. It matched their sense of humor. It wasn't just like some random person.
When you get a minute, like, I need to talk to you about something, but just, try to sneak back in my office because I don't want to draw attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing great!
That's so much more devious than it was.
Well,
I walked back and I said,
that's what's in my head.
Hey, can I talk to you back here real quick? And then I did it. Now at my current job, whenever I need to talk to somebody, I always have to be like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" Nothing bad. Because as soon as I say that,
forget?
"Hey, can I talk to you?" It's too late now. I'm committed to the bit. I have to keep walking to the table.
I would love a disclaimer from my boss, though, if that was the guy. Like, "Hey, do you have time for a quick call?" Depends.
Yeah.
How much mental preparation do I need to do for this?
I like to add the nothing bad on there. Especially if if I'm doing a retraining with everybody, I'll usually have a paper of the things we're retraining on. So it's really bad if I grab a paper out. I'm like, "Hey, can I come talk to you real quick?"
Why is it pink?
No, ours are white. Speaking of work, man, this last week I've had 3 people leave at work. Wow. One person started, and then after the 3rd day of training, they came in on the 4th day in their get up and everything. And they're like, "Actually, I don't want to work here." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, you tricked me." Yeah. Came in on time, came dressed up and everything. And then...
Do you remember the application I filled out, the uniform I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Showing up on time? JK, you fell for it, stupid bosses.
Yeah. And theirs was because they applied for a job in the field that they're going to school for, and they never got back to them. Mm-hmm. So after a month, they started to reach out to other jobs, and we responded really quickly and hired them really quickly because they were a good applicant. And then the place reached out to them. And they're like, fair. Yeah, so I'm like, no hard feelings, it's fine.
Sorry for keying your car. I didn't know the whole circumstance yet.
I'll call off the militia. It's fine. And then one of my other employees, they'd put their 2 weeks in prior. So their last day was...
I'm hiding it because you said people pointed at yours.
Oh, yeah, one individual.
Yeah. I've got this.
No, we can still see it, buddy.
Yes.
It's payback for leg locking it the other day.
Yeah.
So they left, and then on Friday I had another employee be like, "Hey, I don't need this job anymore, so I'm gonna put my 2 weeks in."
Oh, well, at least you got 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's great. I've the whole time I've been there, I'm reaching out my 4th year. I've had 9 people submit and complete a 2-week notice.
Okay.
Ever.
I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I guess I don't have the super... It's been a while since I've been in a job with high turnover.
Right.
Turnover.
I'm actually doing really good at my job. Before I took over, there was a 25% turnover each year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez. Which it's common in the average.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. Yeah. Thinking back. Yeah. But.
And then last year I think it was like a 9% turnover. And right now I'm at a 2.5%.
Nice.
And we're more than halfway through the year.
That's a little bit low. You might pump those up a little bit, I feel like.
It is a little low.
You got to turn the chaff into wheat or whatever they do on the farm.
Yeah. No, it's really good because it means people enjoy where they're working. It's really bad because we're not meant to be a long-term employment option for people. Mm-hmm. So it's like at a certain point, people want more money than what we're going to give them. And it's like, I think you're worth it. And if it were up to me, I would give you more, but it's not up to me.
Alas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to what the owners say I can give each pay cycle. So it's like I can increase it, but by X amount, not what I want to do.
How do I phrase this? A job I have worked at in the past did raises very oddly. Mm-hmm. Wondering how it ties in. So basically each area, like each team, you get a certain, this is so weird. It's not a dollar amount. It's you have like, hey, for your team, you can give out X percentage of raise.
Okay, and then you split
total,
it between,
and then you have to split it between the team, which feels so weird to me.
That only works the first time if everybody's making the same amount, right?
No, yeah, but I don't think anyone's making the same amount.
Yeah, because if not, then it's like, if you give one person that's making more money a 2% raise, and someone is making less money a 4% raise, that's the same percentage increase, or like the same. They might go up the same amount of money, right?
Yeah.
But if you flip it and you give the person that already makes more money like a 10% raise, they're getting so much more than if you were to give somebody else 10%.
Yeah.
That's weird that it's not.
It's so weird. Because when I first learned about it, I was like, okay, I guess I can kind of see like, oh, hey, for this department, we're giving you X dollars of salary per year to increase your team's.
Yeah.
And then the leader of the team, you get to decide like on the merits who gets what percentage.
Yeah.
Of the total. Nope. It's like, hey, you're doing really good. And our company average is 2%, 3%. You get 5. But because I gave you 5,
somebody else gets less.
I have to take someone else down to 1.
Yeah, that's weird. It makes sense for a department to say, hey, we're giving you guys a total of, we'll just make it easy, like $100 to give out to your team for an increase of a year. And if they're all on salary, then it's like, oh, super easy, right? You're gonna make $50 more a year. You're gonna make $50 more a year. But the other way, just
right? I don't know. I was wondering
that's
if you
picking favorites. Yeah, that sucks.
You have more like management. Well, no, I understand like wanting to do like a merit-based raise system.
For sure. Some people, like the way I do them is I have 10 metrics I look at. And depending on those metrics, you can get a certain percentage of the max raise we can give you. And then if you don't get that, I'm going to sit down with you and say, hey, before I even give you this raise, I want you to improve at this one so I can give you a better raise in a month instead of a raise right now. And we can like work through it.
How many people are just like, no, give me the 50% right now and
right.
I'm not going to do better.
At the base level we're at, some people, nobody's going to say no, but
the power move.
People won't enact on the things we talk about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, they're, oh yeah, I'll do better. And nothing changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God. So we do like a percentage that way. So you might get the max raise somebody might not get compared to somebody else that does and whatnot. But that's how we do our merit based.
I think merit based is good, but like individual employee, you are doing good merit, you get good raise.
Yeah.
Other individual employee, less good, less raise, or
it's kind of
improve on this, and then you can get a good raise. Like, favorite guy over here
in that job? Was there much helping out other coworkers?
Yeah, no, the teams were all super great.
See that because that system encourages you to not help your coworkers, because if all of your coworkers are doing really well, that means the percentage of raise you get at the end of the year is lower. As where if you don't help them and you do better than them, you now get more money.
Maybe I just didn't see it because I don't like really care about that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder if I thought back, if I could think of any like, did I get screwed over by
right.
any people? Like,
did anybody like
trying to get their extra percent? Like, suck it, buddy. Yeah. Stole your percent. They like have a score chart or something. Like, yeah. I think I sapped 2% from him, 3% from him. I'm collecting all the raise.
This is mine now. That's funny. Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird way to do raises.
They're like checking in bugs under my name or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, I just did that ticket for you. You can take the credit. No big deal. Loser.
Or they're like, oh yeah, no, I don't know how to fix that problem. And it goes back down and say, so, hey boss man, buddy can't do this. I think if we do it this way, it might fix the problem.
I have had people like in email chains. Usually it's like my core teams are usually chill.
Yeah.
And then outside, other people in the company outside of that, I've had people like try to throw blame and like they email like, hey, waiting on this, blah, blah, blah. And they like CC my boss's boss. And then he comes to me and is like, hey, what's going on with this? I was like, here's all the receipts. I'm waiting on him. That was my favorite one.
Dude, I love it. I get those every once in a while at work. I had one when I went on vacation in June. I might have told the story already, but there's a certain, like, I have to buy a certain thing at the end of each month.
Mm-hmm.
And
lube.
Yeah, for work. And I went on vacation. And while I was on vacation, this was the beginning of June, I got a response from my boss tagging the other club manager and their boss. So I had both of them tagging. They're saying, Braden, reminder to buy these. And I was able to get back and I was looking and I said, oh, this is so good because I can see from the response that you tagged me on was their response they sent to you that they bought it 2 days into June. I bought mine and saying the response that you haven't responded to 2 days before June started. So like technically better.
Don't worry about it, bro. I'm
right.
10 steps ahead of you.
Yeah, so it was great to have them send that and then for me able to respond to it and be like, well, actually, as per the email I sent on May 20th.
You hit him with the as per my last email.
Right. It was so good. They never responded.
Yeah. No, you can't. This is why I don't email anything. I don't want to get burned like that.
Right.
I also don't like doing like voice chats or anything. So
I don't know. When I'm doing emails, I like to read all of them first and then respond to them. And sometimes I'll have people that don't do that. So they'll...
I'd kill myself.
Right, so they'll send me an email and they'll ask a question about something that's somewhat related but not like the core email for it. Because I like to keep everything in its email chain, right? I don't want to, if I'm talking about X and Y, even if X and Y are somewhat related, I don't want to muddy the two conversations together because then I'm like, wait, what email chain was that in? And now I'm looking at the 20 different emails on the thing and trying to figure it out.
Or someone starts responding only about Y and then you're like, wait, we forgot about X.
Yeah. So I like to keep them both separate. So I'll send a response on X, even if it kind of pertains to Y. Then I'll respond to the Y one afterwards. And I've had people be like, oh, cool. Did blah, 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 get done or whatever? And then there'll be an email right after that I just sent them. And it's the same thing. It just makes things muddied. Yeah. And it's like, how do I respond? Yeah. If you look at the other email.
you just screen. I love sending screenshots.
Right.
Of previous time-stamped conversations with them. It's like, hey, remember this?
Yeah.
You can search your stuff just like I do.
Right. So there's this little search bar function, right?
It's crazy. That wheel thing on your mouse, try it. Try it out.
Actually, what you doing, dude?
So I'm just chilling, doing a podcast.
No, not you, Milo. There's to my right, over here.
Don't tell them what direction's what. Now they're not confused.
There's a closet, and this guy right here loves to be in that closet, and I have to put a weight in front of the closet doors so he'll open it. So he's always trying to get in there, and I'm worried that he's just slowly getting stronger.
He's like slowly training.
Yeah, like he's learning how to bicep curl this 30-pound weight that's in front of it.
That would be
insane.
New personal record.
Because he doesn't have to like, if he can get his paw, because it's a sliding door, just underneath that door and start to pull it. That'd be insane. If I come home one day and he's in there, I think my days are numbered.
What are you hiding from him?
I have their cages in there, and they're the big boy cages for like medium-sized dogs, and they love to be on top of them. But I'm really scared if I'm off at work or doing whatever, I'm not home, that their foot's gonna get stuck in it when they go to jump off.
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna be there with
127 hours.
Yeah. That freaks me out. He over here the other day. He found the string to the blinds.
Ooh, fun.
And he started messing with that. And then he got his paw stuck up there. So at like 6 a.m. I hear like from the other room just a whole bunch of knocking. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And he's just still kind of going. He's not saying anything. So I get up and I start...
Unlike normal, he's not saying anything.
Oh, he talks a lot.
Uh-huh.
He's a big talker. Huh, Milo? You're not... Huh, Milo?
I've never heard him make any noise.
You liar. Liar. Huh, Milo?
I have the MySpace receipts to prove it.
I have the MySpace. So I get up and I go in there, and as soon as he sees me, he's like paws stuck way up here, and he's not able to sit down all the way. He's like meow meow meow.
Sure.
Yeah, he's chirping his little thing, and I get him unstuck. Hey. And then he was super super appreciative the rest of the day. Yeah. He's so cute.
I think it would be so fun. Like, I've thought about this a couple times, but then every time I daydream about like winning the lottery or something, it's like, what would you do if you were super rich? It's like, well, I would not work. I would do my own stuff that I like doing instead of just for money or whatever.
Yeah.
But I actually think I would work.
What would you work in?
A series of jobs just to get back at everyone. I would.
Sorry, what?
Like, I want to take the power back.
This is like some Burn Notice stuff. Did you ever watch Burn Notice?
I did. I love that show.
So good, right?
It's so. I think it's you know how I Met Your Mother is like the decade or two later from Friends.
Yeah.
I think Burn Notice is like the decade or two later from MacGyver.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Where he's just so crafty and
so yeah. I love like there's a scene where he's in a house and they're getting raided, so he can just throws a bunch of silverware into a microwave. So it'll blow up. Hack. Yeah. Yeah. So good. Burn Notice is good.
So watch it. Go.
Yeah. Well, no, after this.
No, right now.
In 30 minutes.
No, I want to go take the power back. I want to go get hired at some retail store and not take any shit from the customers, any shit from the bosses.
You just want to go on a fire streak.
Yeah. Like I'll take a job, get fired, take a job, get fired, take a job. Just that sounds like such a fun, like work would be so fun if you weren't worried about that like whole work thing and responsibility thing.
That's petty. I don't know. I was thinking like if I didn't need to worry about money, I would do a cat cafe. You know, I'd go somewhere where I can make little yummy pastries and drinks, and I can have an excuse to have even more cats.
I mean, like a passion thing like that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, just for like, I'm gonna take a year off or something.
So if anybody that is employed under me, don't listen to this and don't do anything I'm about to say.
Hey, if you're a good boss, you have nothing to worry about.
I think it'd be so funny to leave somewhere and just mess with the way things are done a little bit. An example would be I worked at a food restaurant for a while, and I was waiting for somebody.
A what restaurant?
Food.
Oh, okay, not the other kind.
Yeah, well, there's like gastrointestinal restaurants where they do like just drinks that are supposed to help improve your.
I don't think it's a restaurant.
What do you call it?
Like a cafe?
But you sit down and you order the stuff and they bring it to you. The only thing that's missing is the food.
That's like saying if you go into a car dealership, you sit down, I want that car.
It's a car restaurant.
This is a car restaurant. Okay. This is a stupid hot dog sandwich thing all over again.
It's just like when you're trying to see if you want to have an air freshener in your house, you want to figure out what flavor it is.
What?
Yeah. You don't?
No.
No? Like, what flavor is that candle?
What do you mean?
You don't do that?
No.
They all have the flavors on them. They'll be like, it's Snickerdoodle waffle.
Ooh.
You're like, ooh, that's something I can understand the flavor of.
Okay.
They're named after foods, not scents.
That's because your scent is really, really tied to your taste buds. Like your brain processes them.
Do you get candles?
I have gotten candles before.
Are they bad candles or good candles? Are they soy?
I don't know.
You don't know? Apparently, like normal candles are really bad with the carcinogens, and you're supposed to get soy candles because they don't harm pets as much, and they don't get like the thick waxiness in the air that you can breathe in.
The only thing. Oh, actually, this might not be better. I just do the. Oh my god, cat in my eye. I do the little wax melter. No flame candle type thing.
I feel like that. Yeah, I don't know. I assume it's the same. Yeah, I assume. I used to have one of those.
But then you can dip your finger in it.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I had one of those and Nora knocked onto the carpet.
Oops.
That was hell to get out.
Yeah. Why didn't you just burn it? Wax melts.
Well, see, the thing is it was a homie move that my uncle was doing where he was letting me live in his basement for like $200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome. It really helped me like get out of debt stuff because there was a moment in time where my bills were more than what my income was. And I was like, oh, crap. So being able to just pay the $200 a month was amazing. Life hack, by the way. Sometimes people are like, hey, I can't pay my bills right now. I can't pay rent or whatever it is. So they'll wait and they're going to make their rent $250 more because they need to do a late payment.
Mm-hmm.
If you instead have a credit card that you can just put it all on that credit card, you'll have like maybe a 3% fee for the rent on the credit card, which is going to be less than the $250 you'd have to pay for a late payment. So then when you get paid and you're able to make the payment, you end up paying less than you would if you were to just do a late payment.
But only do it if you can pay off your credit card that same month.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're paying 20% interest.
Yeah, it only works if like rent is due on the 3rd, but you don't get paid until the 5th or the 7th, right? So you do the credit card on the 3rd, And then on the 7th when you get paid, you paid off the credit card for your. It just delays when you pay rent.
I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna life hack because I saw it on that podcast. Where it said, I'm gonna put it on my credit card. Okay, I'm paying a little bit more for rent, but it's all good. I'll pay it off. Oh no, a flat tire. Now I have to get a new tire. Now I can't afford to pay off my credit card, so I'll just put the tire on the credit card. I'm just saying it can stack up real quick.
But
it's
like,
expensive being poor.
It is expensive being poor, but you can, if you're being wise, you can make it a little easier at times.
Life hack: never take out a cash payday loan thing.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Those things are insane.
Yeah, they have crazy APRs. They'll be like, you'll get it and it'll be just 6% APR for the first year and then 58% for the next. Like,
I don't even think that's common. I think it's like you get 1 week free, and then we're charging double what we loaned you every single. Like, jeez.
And then you get stuck in this thing where you borrowed $300, and by the time you've paid it off, you paid like $5,000.
Yeah, no,
it's insane.
Just go bankrupt.
Yeah,
like actually,
literally, if you're at a point where you're rock bottom, just go bankrupt because it's not going to mess things up too much.
Yeah, it like clears everything except student loans.
Yeah. Why?
Because we live in a high-functioning democracy.
I can't wait for late-stage capitalism.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Where I wake up and I have a chip implanted in my head because I want to have Vision Plus or whatever it is. But I wake up and it has the pre-rolled ad because I don't have the money to do the ad-free subscription service. Or I had the ads-free subscription service before, but then the chip company decided to upgrade their new tier. So now they're...
Dude, I wonder if you ever have that service... But like you didn't buy it yourself, you're on your like family's plan or like your ex-girlfriend's, but you're still using the password, and then she changes it one day. It's gonna be wild. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, Neuralink, they've already done it to someone.
They what?
Yeah, someone got Neuralinked. It was supposed to help with his vision, right? So you're like 80% blind, and then they put the chip in your brain to help your brain process images, which is good. And I guess he was able to like play video games or something with his brain.
That's crazy.
I can't remember. I don't remember all the details, but I don't know. That's scary. I would not. I'm going to give it a few decades.
Okay. When you said Neuralinked, I thought you meant like they did really well and then his like credit card or his payment defaulted. So they like...
Time to take it back.
Yeah. They turned off the chip. So it's still in him, but now it just... And they did it while he's driving.
No. They don't turn off the chip. They just start mining Bitcoin in the background. They're just... Dude, computer viruses are going to be crazy. Why is my brain so hot all the time?
Well, the functioning power on a brain is insane. You know, how much Bitcoin can you mine per hour on the human brain?
Like 0.2 or something.
Man, I saw a post. I have no idea if it's true or not, but it says when your kids are growing up, as their parent, you can have an LLC and have them as legal employees of it before the age of 14 when you can legally start working. And then you just have to pay them at least $12,000 minimum wage. So like not minimum wage, poverty level. So it's like $12,700 a year. But then it's a dependent, and then it's a work-based thing. So like a lot of it's tax write-offable. And they're like, if you do this, you can actually get an edge on your tax write-offs, and you can set up your kid for the future. And that just feels like late-stage capitalism to me. That feels like
our tax system is pretty messed. Like it's like under healthcare. Probably slightly actually above like student loans.
Yeah.
Like it's up there. I just send me a bill. Just tell me, what do I pay in taxes?
Well, I want to. We want to. IRS wants to do that.
I know.
And then H&R Block lobbies against. Lobbying is so stupid. Why is it even like... I get why it's legal because people are greedy and want money, but we should be able to just say enough is enough and stop it. You know? Like...
I mean, if you have interests and you want to make them heard and you can go talk to your representatives, lobby them.
Yeah. Stupid. It's bribery. It's what it is. Now, let's say you have a kid. How do you, like, what do you make them do when they're growing up to be the most badass kid possible?
Badass in what way?
However you want to choose.
Why?
You could be like, they're musically talented. They're really good at sports. They're really good at academics. Like, what do you do for them that you're like, you know what? I think based off of what I've learned as an adult, I want my kid to be really good at this one thing.
Okay. So, like, they have a natural talent, and I want to, like, boost them as far as I can.
It doesn't have to be a natural talent. What are you going to force them to do?
I probably wouldn't force my kids to do very many
things. But if you
things.
had to, you know. I wouldn't. I'm not either, right? I think the right way to do it is if you want your kids to get into social clubs, which I think is a great idea, you let them try out different things, and whatever they like and they stick with, you keep doing that.
Yeah.
But if you had to be like, you know what? No, my kid is going to learn how to play the piano because that is successful, and you're going to afford it. What would you do? What would you choose? Assuming you're not a good human.
I mean, so if I'm just trying to like force them into the most successful life, as I deem it fit being words, I would just probably force them to like, hey, you're doing every like advanced level class you can. You better skip a couple grades by high school. Your life is school. You're learning.
Life is school.
And then you're going to go into college and you're going to do something like tech related or medicine related, something where your job is definitely going to be needed and you're definitely going to get paid a lot of money for it.
I'm thinking editing.
Editing?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I think as we get just further along, I think editing is going to become even more useful.
I feel like that's going to be
phased out.
AI is going to take over editing.
I don't know. I feel
you're
like
going to have like 10 editors that write their templates down for the AI to process, and then they're just like video,
and they just do it. I feel like that's, like everything's going to happen that way though, right? Because medicine soon, like you don't have to worry about it. You're just going to have a program that's going to run all the tests to make it. I mean, we already see this with Moderna, right?
No.
With the vaccine.
What do you mean?
Where they took the vaccine and they ran it through a program to figure out the best formula for a vaccine against it. And they like...
Well, yeah, you can like map out like all the proteins and stuff. And
yeah.
See how it interacts. But I was thinking, have you seen Idiocracy?
Yeah.
When he goes to the hospital the first time, it's literally you're in a queue. You step up into the diagnostic machine, and he's like, here, this one goes in your ear, this one goes in your mouth. They're like little thermometer things. He's like, this one goes in your butt. Wait, hold on. This one goes in your mouth. This one goes in your butt. After he already did it. But yeah, it's just like, boop, 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 and then diagnose. That maybe one day, but editing just feels like that one is, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I feel like there are some problems that, like, it's just so hard to make a computer actually solve it.
Right.
And then there's some problems where the computer can just do. Right.
It can edit, but it can't necessarily do the creative process, right? And I'm thinking like meme videos and TikTok type stuff, right? Like I don't think you could film a video like this and then put it into an AI and they're going to be able to perfectly match the style and cutting for a long time. And then be like, oh no, that's like, I saw this video. That's obviously Buddy's style of content and his editing, and we know he uses it. Like, I don't think that's.
Well, I mean, it's not
gonna so hard.
Match my style exactly or something, but
I think it could edit it.
I think it could probably do better.
I think
it could probably, especially if you can like upload, for example, YouTube. You upload your video, you get X number of views with one editing style, and you realize what works, what doesn't. Then it could re-upload the same video edited slightly differently until it gets like max engagement.
I don't know. I just feel like funny is so subjective. Like, how do you make the AI do that?
Specifically for funny.
Yeah.
But like, how many jokes rely on editing?
I think a lot.
I don't know.
I think especially in like short form content, a lot of it's done on quick edits to make something seem funnier, to engage you more, so you're easier to watch it, right?
I like the word you just said, actually, a lot. To make it seem funnier.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can... Yeah. You're talking about, like, the laugh track of editing. You're not actually making anything funnier.
No.
You're just convincing because people are dumb, and they're like, oh, they're laughing! It's funny! That's how I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while we were talking about that, and you brought up Idiocracy, I think I've changed what I want to do.
Good, finally.
And I want them to be like I don't know if holistic's the right word. I want them to be able to just live off the land. Because I think we already are at a point where people start to romanticize this lifestyle of living at your tiny home on a remote getaway area.
And they watch you. Valley effect.
Yeah, and they watch you like you build your own house and you build your own farm and you're living off the land that you create. That's what I want them to teach them, is to be able to just survive without everything we have. Because then they're going to be able to survive when the tech apocalypse happens. And they could also do content creation where people are like, oh my God, look at this person living their life. Even though my kid would be making a lot of money, so he probably just lives like 50 feet beyond camera view.
He's doing all the chores on his set.
Mm-hmm. Like there's really, really cool. We should see if we can find it. We'll do that on the Patreon. I'll see if I can type it up. There's this girl from somewhere in China, absolutely beautiful view, right? And she just does videos of her with no like
I think you've
commentary.
Shown me this.
Yeah. And she's just making something. And you watch her go out and grab the materials from her land and then come back and start doing stuff with it. And you're like, what are you doing? And at the end, it's like a full cotton mattress. And you're like, how did that even happen? What happened? And then if you watch more on her channel, you start to realize that she does that. But then she goes home to like this mansion at night.
Yeah.
And she has this giant computer with multiple monitors that she's editing on.
Do you ever remember there was like controversy from, was it Bear Grylls? Or it was like some Survivor show.
Oh, yeah.
Like where they're out in the wilderness.
Yeah, Bear Grylls
blah.
is the one.
And then like the camera gets turned off. And they're like, okay, let's go to the hotel room, eat the thing. And then like the next show comes up and they're like, we don't do that. We actually sleep in the cold. And then they get outed for doing it.
Yeah. And then, they're like, well, our cameramen, they have, because they follow me, right? They eat food and they're down here just in case I get in trouble. I think that was Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls was like, well, yeah, like I have the camera crew, right? And they have all their food. And if I were to really be in trouble, they can step in. But I think it was like he was really loose with what in trouble was, you know?
I feel like...
I think Survivor Man was more realistic.
Is that the one where they film themselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I just feel like that type of show is really cool. You could go two ways with it, though. You can do... I like the Bear Grylls route. Yeah. It's like, hey, if you go out into this wilderness thing, you might not actually see half of like the challenges that he comes across.
Yeah.
But he shows you them just in case, like, hey, this could also happen. But he makes it look like, I'm just unlucky. Oh, it happened to me. Dang it. Like, but you're still getting more information than just like the random trip that has like 50-50 bad. Right.
Because the majority of trips don't go bad like that.
Yeah.
You know,
the 2-3 episodes of Survivor Man I've seen is like, okay, I mean, like, that looks rough because you're out in nature by yourself. But like half of your problems are setting up your camera.
Yeah, setting up the camera, and then it's like, I need to build a shelter, and then that's the biggest thing in Survivor. Oh wow, biggest thing in Survivor Man, I think, is the first 3 or so days is him finding somewhere he wants to build his shelter at.
Yeah, and
then from there, it's just kind of like, well, I'm here. I'm gonna build a fire, and I'm gonna get a whole bunch of snow. I'm gonna melt it so I can purify it, and then I'll let it chill out, and then I have water.
But like that's a whole different goal too, right? Because he's trying to survive in the wild for like 3 days or whatever. Yeah. And Bear Grylls is like, how do I survive? But also, I want to escape. I need to find someone to rescue me, type of thing.
Yeah. And then I need to eat this bug.
That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna pee on a sock and I'm gonna wring it out and drink it, which is so weird. He's a weird guy. That's got to be a fetish.
Or he's just, you embrace it. I don't know.
What about Survivor, the reality TV show?
Never seen it.
Big stretch. Ooh. Oh, she likes that. Oh, look at her go. For all you audio only or the deaf, not deaf, the blind, you guys are missing out right now.
For all my deaf listeners out there.
No, the deaf listeners get.
We're gonna give a shout out.
Buddy, YouTube has auto-generated subtitles. It's fine. Deaf listeners, what? Have you seen the videos where it has the one person's talking, and when
I've seen videos where that happens,
where he's talking, but what he's saying isn't actually what's being heard. So he's talking, and there's subtitles on the bottom, and he goes, "This goes out to all of my deaf listeners. Fuck the blind people." And then the audio is completely separate. It says, "Yeah, this is just a joke video to make our deaf or our blind." Or deaf, I can't. They're so hard. Okay, they're so hard.
They're not. One can see, one can hear.
Which one's which? The deaf viewers feel like they're actually being heard, but this is for all my blind homies out there. Fuck the.
He's playing both sides.
Yeah.
Nice. I like
so
it.
Good.
Jeez.
Yeah. So I have not watched Survivor either, but apparently people love it.
Been going on for a long time.
Yeah, I think I could destroy Survivor.
Why?
If
you haven't seen it, you don't even know what it is.
I know. I just think I have like a certain level of athleticism without being too intimidating that like I could kind of sneak in there a little bit. And I think I could play the extrovert game enough to get people to like me more. I think I could game it pretty well.
Okay.
I think I could just.
So if you had to choose a game show to go on, would it be that?
Would it be that?
What do they even get if they win?
I don't know. Isn't it like a cash prize each time?
Well, I would hope so.
That would be one of the ones I would go up there on a little bit more, because I feel like it fits my skill sets more than like, I don't want to do X Factor. I don't know if that's still around, but that stuff is awful.
Yeah,
like,
no.
They'd be like, "What are you afraid of?" And I'd say spiders, and I'd say, "Cool, for $500,000."
I really hate cotton candy.
I hate cats.
No,
they're the worst. They're so fluffy, and I just like, what happens if they snuggle with me? You know?
They misinterpret, like you were talking about before we started recording.
Oh yeah.
where Braden said, "How do you want to die, Braden?"
I want to die smothered by one of my cats.
Yeah. Some people, degenerates,
yeah,
misinterpreted that as like the
other
parts.
word for cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the X Factor does the same thing, and you're like, ew, no, women, tap out.
I don't even like fish.
Oh, God. You're no. Oh, they're bringing the cats and the food.
Somebody told me the other day that they're a polio pescatarian plus bacon or plus beef.
That just sounds like a normal diet with extra steps.
Yeah. I just eat like beef, chicken, and fish. They said no vegetables though.
Okay. I mean, you do you, I guess.
There was one thing I wanted to say earlier, and it's gone now. I don't remember what it was, but
I stole it.
You did. I guess it's not that important. I should have written it down so I'll never forget.
Yep. If you don't remember it, it wasn't important.
She wrote it down. She has an art book, and it wasn't just like one line on like a diary. A whole page of the front and back. You open it up, the two sides of the book is dedicated to what they're mad about.
Jeez.
And if I remember correctly, it was I think it was literally. This person is a very quiet individual, and their brother told them that they're too loud. And that's what the fight was about.
Oh, man.
I love it so much. It's so good. I heard it, and I was laughing. I was like, that's the level of petty I aspire to be one day.
That's
like, not in my everyday transactions, but I just want to have one moment where I'm just going to choose to be that petty because it's funny.
That's... Why would you waste so much energy being so mad? That sounds like a loud behavior right there.
Oh no, it's just funny.
I mean, because I originally thought that the quote was good. If you don't remember what you're mad about, you shouldn't be mad about it.
Yeah, I think the quote's fine, but the around to it is just... Okay, now.
But I'm gonna circumvent that by writing it down. You should do Stephen King's trick, which is he doesn't write down any of his book ideas. Because the idea is that if you forget it, it's not good enough to be a book.
I don't like that. I have all the time where I have a really good idea, and then it's right before I go to bed or before I go do something where it's going to require engagement of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget what the idea was, and I never got to fully explore it, but it was just like a quick...
Then how do you know it was good?
How do I know that it was bad?
Because you didn't do it.
I didn't have the time.
If it was good, you would have dropped everything.
Everything?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know if that's how that works. So, yesterday, we got to roll a little, and you manhandled me.
Yeah.
Which is expected.
No, we played. It was fun.
It was fun, but all I could do was try to make space so that you couldn't get on top of me.
Yeah, I was like, I get that a lot.
No, put my knee on his belly so he can't get to me. Stop it. No. And it's 2 minutes of that before you put my head between your legs and squoze me.
Yeah, and then we started doing jujitsu.
It was a good time though. I really want to go back and do more.
Yeah.
It's the first time I felt sore from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had a cramp right here yesterday, and now my leg has been sore all day from the cramp.
What are you doing with your thigh while rolling?
I don't know if it was just like exhaustion because I was there for 4.5 hours. It's my excuse. I wasn't rolling the whole time. Shut up.
I know, just for like 2 minutes.
Against you.
I was nice and gentle.
Yeah, you were nice and gentle. It was harder to go against the other people that weren't the same. You know?
Oh, that's fair.
I have to.
Actually, how is that? I don't get that experience very often.
It's harder to go against people that are around my same skill level, generally speaking, than it is to go against you.
Interesting.
Because you are just like, oh, I'm going to, like, you do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to kind of do energy expenditure on my end, right? And I'm trying to be aware of that as well. So I'm trying not to put too much energy, but you know how to put your body in enough weight that I need to do more. So it feels like I'm doing things that I need to do to not just get destroyed. But with other people, it's like they don't know what they're doing. So I'm doing energy to stop them from doing something while they're also adding extra energy to it. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to get hurt because they don't have the technique right. So it's like the same thing plus. So
interesting.
You use body weight, they use body weight, and they're trying to use muscle to push me down.
I wasn't even being heavy on you.
It's just an example.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like how it goes. So yeah, I think it's harder to go against that. On the flip side, technique-wise, I get more practice against people that are on the same skill level because when they make a mistake that I know how to capitalize on, I can practice on that more.
Yeah.
Whereas with you, I just wouldn't get the chance.
Well, I just have to make more mistakes.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Easy. You have to dumb yourself down to my level.
My 201st roll with you, I'm going to make so many mistakes. And you're going to be like, oh, he could have been doing this the whole time.
I started telling people at the gym that if I don't submit Buddy in the first 200 times that we roll, I'm going to get his name tattooed on me.
And that's a verbal contract.
It was a verbal contract.
It's in. One roll down.
One roll down, 199 to go. I'll get there. I'm not worried.
Okay.
Because you're going to do that thing you always do. You're rolling against a newbie, right? You're getting used to rolling with me. We're going to be doing it like 5 times in one day. And you're just going to like play around a little bit. And you're like, oh, crap. I let him get him too far.
I don't know. There's stakes on the line. I don't know if I will play too. I'm not going to fly too close to the sun.
I think it'll be like...
Maybe, though. Maybe I will.
Yeah, it's not going to be in the beginning, and it's not going to be near the end. It's going to be like 130 in.
Okay.
Right? And you'll be like, oh, yeah, we're having a good time, blah, blah, blah. No!
If you tap me from 130 to 140, I'll get your name tattooed. He called a shot. I'm going to tap you after 100 and something rolls.
127. At 127 hours. No, I'm super excited for it. I can't wait to... Because I felt a huge difference from the first time that I rolled last Saturday to this time of how tired I was. And it directly just results in how much muscle I was trying to use before and how much like quicker I was trying to go before. So I'm nowhere near adequate in the skills that I know. But I am on a track where I can start slowing it down, hopefully. And I think I'll be able to progress pretty quick, especially if I get the chance to keep practice rolling more.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's a completely different type of cardio, too, I feel like.
Well, it is because it's... I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can answer on this one. For some reason, it's just harder to breathe when my lungs are being crushed. I don't know. When somebody's pushing their side into my lungs and I can't breathe, it just makes the cardio that much worse.
I know the life hack for you.
Yeah.
Don't let them crush your lungs.
It's... What?
You be the one who crushes. It's so much easier.
It is so much easier. And I'm realizing that, yeah. I also just need to, you said it a few times, not be impatient. Because the first time I rolled, I was just impatient. I was like, oh crap, they're getting me to a spot spin, you know? Whereas you can just sit there for a minute and kind of breathe.
Yeah.
And then...
very few times where you have to act immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because even if they're... Yeah. It's good.
Good.
It's enjoyable.
I'm glad we saved the jiu-jitsu talk for the end this time. We're being smarter about it.
Right, and instead of the very beginning.
Yeah.
What we'll do is we'll just take sections of the video of each different time we talked, and then we'll just post that instead. So, like, if somebody wants the jujitsu one, we'll still post this full thing, but then they can be like, but where's the jujitsu talk? Was it in the beginning
just
like
the
normal?
conversation?
Yeah. We'll take just like the last 5 minutes and post.
We should have made it more interesting.
How do we make it more interesting?
How are you going to tap me the first time?
Hi, my name is Ryan Gordon, and I'm going to...
Gordon Ryan?
What'd I say?
Ryan Gordon?
Yeah, Ryan, Gordon. I don't know why it's wrong.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed. I tap.
Yeah. And you can buy my guillotines course. What? All right. Well, we did this episode a little bit in reverse, so we're going to go watch the Patreon episode now. If you guys want to see more of that and watch us keep talking because we're not done yet, you can go to patreon.com/the kickback, capital T, capital K, and you can see us on there. Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Checks out.
Capital TK. Yeah.
Welcome to... Welcome to...
Welcome to... Yeah.
We're going to become beatboxers by the end of this.
So you got to do the names, right?
Heading over to the...
Take the kickback with the Messiah. So...
Okay, that's probably good. Comment,
that's
like.
Too far, yeah. Comment, like, subscribe.
And
go to Discord and play 7 Days to Die with me. It's officially released.
It is?
It's definitely a bad idea to just piss off the administrators of the high school I'm currently going to. But what am I gonna do? Email my parents?
Guys, there's no caffeine in this one, I promise.
I didn't swallow water down the wrong tube. I swallowed bubbles. But that's the right tube. Kind of.
The bubbles are connected to the water, I think.
Yeah. I got Trojan horse down my throat.